Hello, this is Jamie Magridge. Welcome to Jamie's Craft Table. Today I'm going to show you how to make this card. I think it would be really pretty embossed as well, but let me show you how I did it. I'm going to be using Elegantly Said. You're going to need a trimmer. I've got Blackberry Bliss ink and a memento. I have a 3 1/4 by 4 1/4 inch piece of white, a 3 1/2 by 4 1/2 inch piece of black, and a 3 3/8 by 4 3/8 inch piece of black, which is correct. Why do I have two here? I only need one of these. I need the smaller one. 3 3/8 by 4 3/8. Unless you want a larger border, I'm going to go with the smaller one. Okay, and I have a 4 by 5 1/4 inch piece of white, a 4 1/8 by 5 3/8 inch piece of black, and my card base, which is 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, scored and folded at 4 1/4. I designed this card months ago, so I apologize. Okay, now the first thing we're going to do is bring in this stamp here. Okay, I'll put my Stampin' Pierce mat underneath. And on this 3 1/4 by 4 1/4 inch piece of white, I'm going to take my Blackberry Bliss ink, ink this up really well. And I'm going to stamp this in the one corner. I'm just going to let it sit there for a minute, make sure it absorbs into the paper. And then I need to stamp it in this other corner. Just the same way. Okay. We're done with the Blackberry Bliss ink. I love this color. Alright, I'm going to bring in our trimmer. And I'm going to set this aside because this is not dry yet, but I don't want to smear it. I'm going to start with the black piece. It's 3 3/8 by 4 3/8. I think you can see in the trimmer, I'm going to take one corner. I'm going to put it in the track, and then I'm going to take the bottom corner, put it in the track, and then I'm going to cut. And my blade is falling out, so let me lift this up. There we go. Cut corner to corner, so you get that. Okay. Now let's bring this one in. We're going to do the same thing. This is thinner paper, so be a little bit more careful. When you're going into that corner, you might want to start it in the middle and go both directions, so you don't crimp that corner. Okay, so there's those two pieces. These will get adhered to the black layer. And I'm going to go ahead and use my Tombow. That gives you that tiny little border around it. A little bit of fray in there. Must be I need to change my blade. My finger crossed it. I got it to tuck in, so that's good. That's kind of a tiny edge here, so that might have been why I decided to cut a larger one in case I needed it, but that works. Okay, now we're going to bring in this piece. This is 4 by 5 1/4 inches. And we're going to fit these. We're not going to glue them down yet, at least one of them. Oh, I got glue on my finger. So we know where to stamp our sentiment. I'm going to turn it so I can get a good angle, or a little bit of the white to show. Okay, now I'm going to come in with my memento. And the sentiment, true love stories last forever. I'm going to stamp that. I want to stamp it a little bit more down at this end. Don't move, please. Perfect. Okay. I'll move these. Now this piece is going to get mounted to the 4 1/8 by 5 3/8 inch piece. Oh, excuse me. Why is it doing that? There we go. Alright, this will get, we're going to put dimensionals on the back of these. I think they're dry now, so turn them over. Hold on, buddy. Let Mama finish her video and then I'll get your mousies for you. We're going to put one up here at the top. Give yourself that little bit of a border on the two sides. Put some dimensionals on the back of this one. Piece going this other way. backs off. And then this one goes down here. Okay, then this is going to get mounted to the front of our card. Again, there's just a little border all the way around it. Okay, then to finish it off, I'm going to come in with some basic rhinestones. I'm going to take this, you take your pick tool, a little bit fresh gummy. Just turned it and then I cranked it back so that it wouldn't keep coming out. I'm going to take one of these large ones, put it here. I'm going to take one of the small ones, put one of the small ones on each side of it. And that is our card. It's one we just made together. Here's the one I did previously. Now if you want this border around there to be a little bit thicker, you can use a 3.5 by 4 1/2 inches, so you don't have to use the 1/8. But there you go. Thank you so much for joining me today at Jamie's Craft Table. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I hope you can find a little bit of time to play with some stamps, ink, and paper. And don't forget, the stamp set is going to be retiring, so if you really want it, make sure you purchase it as soon as possible. Have a great one. Okay guys, I decided to make one with the heat embossing. Got one of the panels done. This one I haven't finished embossing yet, so let me bring in my heat tool. I'll go ahead and make one with the embossed instead of the just plain ink. We'll see how this comes out. I think it's going to be pretty. And I chose silver because I'm using the rhinestones. Come on, turn on. You can see this. A little bit so I can see it too. There it goes. Isn't that cool? I just find it amazing. This is the thinner paper, so you can do it from underneath. And this doesn't blow the powder around as much. Alright. Mount that to the black layer, and this time I used the 3.5 by 4.5 inch black layer. I had it cut, so I figured I'd go that route. I'll show you the option. Gives you just a little bit more of a border. Okay, I'll get some dimensionals out. Do them both at the same time since I got them here. Okay. Keep having to remind myself, put them down, don't put them away. Or put them away, don't put them down. I said it backwards. Alright, line that up there. I'm not going to take the backs off yet because I need to know where to stamp the sentiment. I'm debating, should I do the sentiment in silver as well or do it in black? I think I'll do it in black. My light just closed. I'm having a bad time with lights today. Alright. There's not quite as much room for the sentiment with these wider strips. So I'm going to actually move it out of the way. Hope I get it right. If not, there's another side. Oh, I rocked it. So you know what? I'm turning it over. I don't like that. Get up again. Oh, shit. Shedding. Must be spring, because even I'm shedding. There we go. Alright, now we'll put this together. This would make a good anniversary card. Okay, this will get mounted onto this piece. This will get mounted to the front of our card. Alright, I guess I'm using that side. That dimensional stuck to the back of it. Okay, and then I will put them away, so I'll these back in. One large one. One small one on either side of it. Here we go. That's pretty. Here's the one with the silver embossing. Here's the one with the ink. They're both really pretty. This one has a wider edge. Which one do you prefer? Well, thank you again for joining me today at Jamie's Craft Table. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I hope you can find a little time to play with some stamps, ink, and paper.